Hey y'all, how you doing? Craig here, and it's a scorcher again today. A little bit warm, but I was over here trying to figure out, maybe some of my bamboo work on top of my woodwork. Wanted to do what to do. One of the things I was noticing was, of course, I'm gonna have to probably take all this out, the weave bamboo. Was that this bamboo? These bamboo sheets, rolls that I bought. I don't know if you can see the difference. That one's actually in the shade, so maybe you can't. That's a little gray, like mold almost or something. But with this one, I actually had put a coat of lacquer on here. I had made this, lacquered. That one I did not, and I can see by looking at it, and it sit outside just like that one does, rain, whatever, heat and all that. This has fared very well in terms of, its continued usability and staying intact. That one looks like it dried up a lot more, and it probably crushes if I get a hold of it. So good to know. I think that anytime I buy that stuff, when I start to work with it later, do more stuff, because I can do that, make nice walls and things, but you gotta lacquer it, man. Lacquer it, and it come out, and it stays good in one piece. Well, if you saw that wood on the last video, I have taken out the 5-meter pieces, and I put everything in place. I put the bolts. I went and got those extra bolts I needed, those 8 extra bolts. I was gonna video doing it, but it's easier to video after you do it. That way I can save a finger or something in case I make a mistake. But here, I'll show you. You can see it's all in place. It doesn't look like much, but on this ground, you can see my foot's not sinking in it. It's hard on the top, but it's still soft below, so my feet still get muddy. But one of the things I noticed on these pilings, of course, remember they've been here for, I want to say 20 years, man. And you can see that from some of the erosion actually that takes place over so many years, but I think they're still intact. And that is that they're not in a straight line perfectly anyway, nor are they in a level line. So whilst this beam right here, I was able to bolt it right flush up against the bottom and flush up against the side. I get over here, I can go flush up against the side, but not the bottom. So I'm gonna have to put a shim in there. And then this one is the bottom and the side, and that's actually the bottom and the side, so that worked out. But here's where the overlap is, and this is like, I don't know how much I did, but I did enough. And then I made that pattern, that zigzag pattern I mentioned in the earlier video. Boom, 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 boom. And all these are bolted. Oh, let me go underneath here. Whoa. So they're bolted with these lag bolts. And each one of these has two, each one of the posts anyway, have 2 lag bolts. And it's the same for the other side. And hopefully, wait a minute, it looks like I might need to tighten this one. Yeah, or I don't know. It's alright. But yeah, this one's got that same thing. And it's actually the same. There's gotta probably have to put a shim in there. And it's weird because this post is the same as that post being lower. So I don't know if they actually put it in lower and it just remained that way, or in some weird way they both sunk in the middle, because right underneath that portion it was less. But And so now the idea is that I've decided that maybe we're not going to use the whole 27 foot. We're going to use the you know, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 2/3 of it. So I'll line it up here to this last pole, or to this pole here, and then cut it off. And then that, even though I put the wood there, I put it there for stability for this middle joint, but that wood on the end, we'll just leave that open, maybe future use. But in the most immediate sense, we'll build this one forward. That could save about 10,000 baht right there in terms of, you know, what we're thinking about the decking. Still haven't figured that out yet, but you know, it'll be nice. Those 5-meter pieces, the 5 meters, hoiking them up there onto the beam and stuff, not particularly easy. And now I'm gonna try to do the same thing with the 6 meters. But the guy said that his 6-meter pieces are actually a little bit longer because, you know, I told him when I wanted the pieces, because he had stacks, you know. I go, dude, I want the good looking pieces, you know. I want them good looking. So he had to go through it, and to make sure he could give me good pieces, you know, he just got some that were a little longer. No charge. Although it worked out to be, you know, I think it's probably about 80 baht per meter. So if you look at 6 meters, 6 times 8, that's 480 to 480 baht for one piece. I think that's how that works. Yeah. One of the things I did was, here, check out the fountain. If some of you remember, I had the pump over here, and the pump was just shooting out the water out of it's actually coming out of a 1-inch pipe or a 1.5-inch pipe, and it was squirting all the way over in here. But what I did was I connected that 1-inch to this this fountain that I made. I took that red cap off that other fountain over there, that one that was broken, and I attached it to a 3-inch PVC down all the way down to you know, to a 1.5-inch, and then elbowed it all the way out over here. Now, because the 3-inch is more volume than that 1.5, then you know, obviously you're not going to get as much of a spray as that 1.5-inch from shooting out there, you know. But that's cool, man. What I did was I took a whole bunch of the empty Pepsi bottles, took the labels off, and I just kind of made a belt and wrapped that belt around the pump, around that 3-inch, and then I secured it with wire, coated wire, so it don't rust too quick. But I went in and out and around each cap, secured it to the bottom, and then around the belly top. And it's cool because you know, the 3-inch pipe setup was kind of heavy, and I was a little worried about it, but it looks like it came out all right. Well, like I say, it doesn't have great pressure. If we decide to do something else with that pump, we can always buy, you know, like a 2.5-inch or a 2-inch pump. That Daewoo pump is only a 1-inch coming out of there. So the bigger ones will suck up more water and could make that same fountain, you know, obviously go higher, spread out more. But yeah, it's taking shape, man. Although it's really hot right now. Speaking of which, on that fountain, or that pond, we called a macro guy because you know, I think there's too many plants, and they're under the water too, and I can't get to it all. So we're gonna have the macro guy come around on the other property over there and come up on this backside and then come through that little corner opening. Might have to take out a small tree. No problem, it'll grow back. And then just come into this corner and reach over and start ripping out as much of this plant as we can. We won't be able to get it all because he can't move around up in there too much without taking out big old trees. We're not going to do that. So just going to get up to the edge and scoop up as much as he can. And being that's tied together, it'll probably pull it in pretty good. We'll probably get 90% of it, I think. You know, 2 days later, it'll be 10% more back, you know. But he's kind of busy now. You're going to do that in the afternoon. What's he doing? You got, I don't know, you can see this way over there in the corner. You got Grandpa over there. That's that solo guy with kind of a hunchback. He's got to be, shit, he's definitely older than me. He's gonna be 75, 85 years old probably. He's bush cutting. Looks like he's gonna bush cut the hedge line between the two properties. Why, I don't know. Maybe he just feels like it, or maybe he's I don't know. That's weird. Not my problem. But he's, you know, when you get older like that, I guess for some people, more so Thailand, but you just got to keep going, man. You turn that switch off, you're done. So he's doing what he wants to do, man. More power to him. He was the guy who drained that pond by himself over there. Fished out all the fish and everything himself. One person. And he's like 80. Of course, there weren't no fish in there really, but he still had to trudge through all that mud and stuff. You can't, when you're walking through that mud in the ponds, man, you're doing some crazy weighted leg lifts because you're like, you know, pulling your legs up out of there. And so, like, even today, it's been a few days now, and my knees are, you know, the joints, everything's all loose or whatever, because it's like, you know, I had to twist it every which way you do. All your balance is off and stuff like that. I can't imagine being, you know, 80 and doing that. But anyway, I'm gonna try and put it's really hot right now. It's high noon probably. I shouldn't be working. I'm gonna try and put one piece over here, one of these 6-inch pieces. They're 6-meter pieces across there to see how it holds up. I gotta stand it up because I also gotta see, you know, how, I haven't figured that out yet, by the way, you know, how I'm gonna affix that cross beam. It's not laying flat, it's standing up. So basically I have 2 pieces standing up, kind of like this up here. Yeah. So you got one piece going this way and one piece going that way. Now this setup here, they put a block, so he's able to nail the block into this piece and then nail this sideways into that piece. That might be what I have to do. That means I gotta go buy the block. And it does look like it has to be a thicker block, because you know you gotta nail sideways, right? Dang, man. That's what you gotta do, man. That's what you gotta do. But then I wonder, should I be putting another beam here to make a double beam on that end over there? I don't know. I don't think so. I think you'll be alright with this single beam. I guess the only way to tell really is to get it over there. I'm also going to try and drag them stairs over to that one spot today and see what it looks like. Alright, man, well, let me do that and I'll show it to you if I can get it done. Alright, back at you. Yeah, Well, my back itches. I think I walked under the mango tree over there with the ants or some crap. Or it could just be that I'm sweating again. But I just went and made me a grab piece of rebar. Just lassoed it with some wire to this bamboo. So I can reach out there and pull some of that. I really didn't want to, but what I am going to do is put on my waders. See if I can't save myself some. I don't have to go too far out there. Well, the water's probably deep right now because, like I said, we just added all the water to it. Huh? You coming? Damn ants, man. Compact pit. There's the phone number right there. Alright, man, let's see what he does. See what we can do. Yeah, I can feel it, man. Something got on the back of my neck. How leg did I? I just had to sacrifice one of those, a little palm tree. They grow fair enough quick. There's another one, a bunch of them around here. It's all right. course, I banged my damn foot on something. And that hurt. But I am not getting in that water anymore. I can't push that stuff over here. You know, when we first came back and this pond was full of pak bom or morning glory, you know, that kind of floated on the top. It was easy to have a couple guys and just keep pushing the mass over to one side till it was really thick, and the macro was able to rip it all up and bring it to the side. But you can't do that with this stuff, man. It grows down to the ground, creates a web down there, and then the flowers come up through the top. So you really have to dig the dirt. I mean, you can cut the flowers off the top all you want, they're just going to come back. If you want to do a job of eradicating it, you have to try and get the root system right. And my leg hurts. Just a little, another little gash. There's my wipe out there. So did pretty good. Got it all around here and all around there. I dug it out. I got in the water over there and I pulled it all out, and pushed it against the side better for him. Alright, well, let's see what the macro man got done with the bamboo. Bamboozled. Well, oh, this is what we got. Look at it. So, took out some of this bamboo. I think he just pushed it over there. But, just dug this trench, man. Not quite to the end, but just right there, so the water will fill in here. And actually it's going to come from, let me walk through this bamboo. So this canal, probably should have cleared that one, man. I don't know. So anyway, the water comes all the way through here, and that's the canal that runs all the way around the property. So you wind up having to dig this out when you want water to come through here. I don't know. That's what they were doing over here, which was basically each time for the rice, we would dig it out right here, or her sister would actually dig that out right here, and then it would come into here to flood this area, but around the whole thing. But now we backfilled this, right? So that access has been rerouted to over here, so that way it can flood the rice field from that side. We're still gonna have water coming in through here, and I don't know, maybe we don't need this here. We might be able to just leave it out and let the water eddy into here and stay that way. Or I could actually put a, you know, like a cement sluice gate or something like that right there. And then just make it so, or maybe shore up the walls with just a couple of bricks. And then have a, you know, have something I could just pull out and put back in so we don't have to like dig up dirt all the time. But you can see this, you know, it's another little trench. I believe my wife wanted that, you know, because it's a garden, right? If this has got water in it, it'll retain underneath the soil too, which will help. But also it's a easy way to just you know, scoop it out with the thing and water plants on the go, so to speak. All right, man, well, if you watched it all, then you know that I'm making headway on my Sala platform out there. Macro man did his job in the pond and for the garden. Yeah, among other things. So thanks for watching, and keep watching, and I'll get back at you.